Hello. So, doing an update. I'm not sure which or how many cats are out. Might be 0. Never know. This road is still being worked on. So I'm expecting to stumble at any moment. Anyway, yeah. I wish that I could only do great, wonderful videos. Then again, I don't think I've ever done a great, wonderful video. Actually, that's a lie, but, the percents are like 90% drag. But also reality. All right. I don't know. I can hear something. I don't know if it's my cat or another cat. But anyway, and I'm going to run out of space, so I better hurry it up and stop hemming and hawing. Okay, here's the deal. I went on a trip a week ago. As I don't know, actually, I think most people that are, there's people over there. I think most people that are watching these videos have watched them for ages. But anyway, here's what's going on. I have avoidant personality disorder, and I have, what is the official term for it? Treatment-resistant depression, I think it is, and complex PTSD, which basically means it's not one. I mean, I hate putting all these little, and it took me years to especially accept that last one. The stupid alphabet soup. Complex PTSD. The reason I really want to bring this up is because I saw somebody posting stuff about CPTSD online, and it's 100% bogus. It's made up. It's some chick putting up videos about how to live online, blah, 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 using the code. She's made it up herself. But complex PTSD, okay, so PTSD is you have some massive trauma due to a specific event. Complex PTSD means it's like an ongoing trauma that causes the same thing as a PTSD. Instead of like being one big thing, like you got shot. Avoidant personality disorder, and complex PTSD was caused by things that I had to deal with growing up. Okay. Anyway, and what I have done is, first of all, I've learned to live with it and the depression and everything else, and found ways to cope with it by stopping maladaptive coping techniques, which are basically things that make you feel better and safer, but really screw you over in the end, for more adaptive coping techniques. And one of the things that I realized was traveling to new places really sort of short circuits that and jolts it. And what I had been doing, and why I have a Patreon, is going to foreign countries, especially, hopefully, places I've never been to before. And then the pandemic happened. And so what I've been doing instead is going to places in the United States, specifically to places that need help because they haven't had tourism, people have lost their jobs, etc., etc. Okay, so there's like a couple problems why it doesn't work anymore. It works in the moment, but it has no lasting effect, like these other trips I've been on. One is, now that I've sort of like elevated these trips to be so helpful to people, which they are, and which I highly recommend if you can travel that you do it to help these people. I feel it's like an obligation. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I tell people about it all the time, especially traveling. Oh my God, this last one, like, lady going down starts texting me, holy crap, and then coming back. You know, this woman's telling me her whole life, although that was hilarious because we were on a plane and in the middle of a thunderstorm coming back. It was quite a big delay getting back, and she was freaking out. I was like, we'll just chat and keep you from freaking out that we're going to get hit by lightning. We might have been hit by lightning. It doesn't matter. You get hit by lightning while the plane's flying. It doesn't do anything. Hit by lightning when the plane is grounded, that's a problem. Anyway, I mean, that is how I am. I'm talking to you now because I don't know you. I'll never have to interact with you. Same with the lady started texting me, oh my God, that's like a nightmare and a half. And I'm ungrateful, and I know it. And with what's coming up next, you'll be like, ha, you had your chance, ha. Okay. Anyway, like I said, I tell people I wish that people would travel. I mean, I really think it's doing good. Helping people out. I don't have any meows following me, so they're good. They're just going to have to go at my pace. Anyway, but it does feel like now I have this obligation, and I feel guilty when I hear, like, for instance, Alaska really, really needs visitors. I have no interest in going to Alaska. It's probably beautiful. It's probably gorgeous. Traveling 19 hours to get to Hawaii damn near killed me. I don't want to take a huge, long trip like that. You know, I'm hearing what's going on in New York, and I feel like I need to go to New York. So I am planning a trip to New York out of obligation. I don't know what I'm going to do there. I've been joking that maybe I'll go to Coney Island. I have no idea what I'm going to do. But that is the plan, that sometime this summer, maybe in September, probably in July or August, and it's already June. Oh my goodness, I don't have time to do this. So it must be August, because there's no way I can do it in the next 6 weeks. Yeah, I'll be going to New York and doing the same thing, trying to infuse basically money into their economy. I went last week to Philadelphia. Now, one of the reasons, I think I'm trying to make a point here. I think that one is the obligation that I'm feeling to do this, so it's not sort of organic. Two is I'm going to places I've been to before. I used to live in Philadelphia. Yes, I went to places I've never been to in Philadelphia, but I knew places. You know, I actually did repeat. Like, I absolutely love their art museum, and they put up a new whole gallery that's been redesigned, and it was really neat, and that's great, but I've been there. So the newness part doesn't work. Although I gotta admit, I forget how nice the people are in Philadelphia. Or maybe it's just that they're like, thank God there's a tourist. But I think that people really are very nice in Philadelphia compared to other cities. I forgot all about that. You know, and then there's the other things going on in my life that I could control better, but I don't. Like, for instance, it's June, so therefore I'm working crazy hours again. And I mean, this has been an issue. I work, and then I cut back, and then I work, and then I cut back. Now, I know this is like the time. That it gets crazy and it will calm down after a month or so. And I'm just like, okay, I know you're going to need help. What the heck? I'll just work all the time. Now this is, okay. For instance, for this last trip, I worked until 11, 12 o'clock at night. My alarm went off at 4 o'clock in the morning. The plane left at 6, landed at 8. I went to 4 different museums the first day in Philadelphia. My feet were destroyed. I went back to the hotel and changed into heels because I could not walk in sneakers anymore with flat feet. That was the first day. I did that for 3 days in a row. And then immediately was working the very next day when I got back. And today is the first day in 13 days because I count it as work when I'm on these vacations. Because I do more on these trips than I do anywhere else. 13 days without a break. Today's my first day. I also have my pictures up, and I've really cut back because, I go to museums. I love museums. I take so many pictures. I think it was about 1,200 pictures the entire time. If I put all those pictures up, people would kill me. And I don't think people are really that interested in art, like in an art museum. I like it. I like taking pictures. I like seeing things differently by looking through a camera. Anyway, so I didn't put them all up. I got tons more. If you're really interested, let me know. I think I still have pictures from Las Vegas. Again, I'd been to Las Vegas before. And I know I still have some from Hawaii that I don't know that I'm going to put up. I've got one video I really need to put up. At some point. One of these years. Anyway, So overworking counteracts this. Repeating trips counteracts this. And this feeling that I have that I'm obligated and I'm going to be disappointing people. It's not maladaptive. It's just not adaptive anymore. That doesn't mean it won't be again. So in a nutshell, I need to find something new. Now, this is the thing. When you have something like avoidant personality disorder and all the rest of the alphabet soup that I have, you can find something that's going to work and it'll stop working. And that's okay. You can put it on the back burner for a little while. You can find something else. It's a pain in the neck. If there was a cure, then it wouldn't be a personality disorder. So that's where I am. And that's kind of why I'm making this video, is to let people know, I might have found the most perfect weird thing. Most people cannot do what I do. Most people don't have a job where you can say, next month I'm going to take 4 days off or something like that. And do that 6 times a year. I can. Most people don't have the finances that they can go and do these little trips. And I've talked about that before. These are choices that people make, and this is choices that I have made, and also don't have a life. Actually, let me come back to that point right there that I just made. The not having a life. That's big. That's really big. And again, I said, this lady that was texting me from the airplane, the thing with being alone is I don't know anybody who has avoidant personality disorder that hasn't gotten to a point where they're just like, couldn't I just be schizoid? Couldn't I just not care? Couldn't I just not need anybody? Couldn't I just not want anybody? Can't I just be by myself and not care? Because the point of having avoidant personality disorder, the reason anybody gets it, is a self-protection thing. It is self-protection. You don't want to be hurt. And then this self-protecting bubble, I mean, that's what it is at the core. But around that, it becomes this massive disruption of your self-esteem and self-worth, where you think that, you're not good enough for anybody. And then, if somehow you've had enough therapy that you think, well, maybe that's not quite true, then what happens to me happens, which is that then you think you're bad for everybody. And it's the same sort of obligation that I feel like I should do all this traveling, spend this money, give people jobs, help the world. I mean, this is what I do. It's not like something that they can test in a personality thing. Although, what was the other one? I think that like altruism or lying or something like that, they might have been thinking of adding that into your personality. The personality traits, the big 5, whatever the hell they are, that they were going to add to it. I mean, but that's why I make these videos. I know it seems like I'm a narcissist, but it kills me to make these videos. It freaks me out. But it might help somebody. So I make these videos. That obligation thing makes me feel like I would be nothing but a destructive force to people, and that if I'm a decent person, I will not interact with people. And I mean, I've talked about that before. This is extreme. This is avoidant personality disorder gone completely nutso. Oh, I see something. Is that a cat? Probably. Anyway, just as long as it's not a skunk or a rabid fox. Anyway, I know that's extreme, and I know that most people, hopefully, nobody who is watching these videos has ever gotten to that point. Oh, by the way, there's where the ghost is, but I haven't heard it. I'm probably talking too much. Yeah. But I think the extreme isolation is getting to me. And I don't not interact with people. And there are people that are like, oh, but I'm your best friend. And it's like, not really. I mean, yeah, definitely a cat. Because I don't interact with people in real life. It's the internet. And it's another cat that's humping along. That's probably my cat. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, it doesn't quite work. And I think that people know that. It's definitely scratching an itch, but it's not. It's not. It just doesn't work. And people drop out of your life. And, in my case, obviously they should. because I'm nothing but a destructive force. And so there's a big part of me that's like, oh, go you. You've ditched me. You know, I was talking to you and you're gone and ditched me, and that's great. That means you're being healthy. Yeah, but I mean, this lady was texting me. She was a real person. And it freaked me out. And of course I didn't interact. But I mean, come on. I mean, I suppose in real life, maybe, I don't know. I sat next to somebody in an airport and now she wants to be my friend. What? I mean, maybe that's how people really do things in real life, but I can tell you this now. I have coworkers that I've worked with, however long it's been. I've had this job 3 years, and I have their phone numbers. And, okay, when I went to Hawaii, one person asked me, please send me a picture of the sunset. And I did. I do not have any sort of friend relationship with my coworkers at all. So why the hell would I have a friend relationship with somebody that I talk to a little bit in a plane? I mean, maybe I don't know. That's just like, what kind of person would want that? I mean, maybe that's how people really, I don't know. But that was weird, and I'm like not interested in suddenly being one of this person's friends. I don't know. Maybe I'm like the equivalent of an incel for friendships. I can only be friends with somebody who doesn't have any friends. Except I'm not friends with anyone in real life. And online, no. The people online definitely have other friends that they talk to. So, no. That theory is blown out. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm just like done. Like I have, I mean, the good news is that I don't think there's anything else I can drop. Maybe I'll decide that I'm so terrible for cats that I can't have cats in my house. And then I'll not have the cats. Maybe. I mean, maybe I can convince myself that I can't work and I have to, like, starve to death. I mean, I guess. Although I still get on a pretty regular basis, like daily, the way my job is, that I get immediate feedback as to whether I'm adequate or not. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, I guess I shouldn't, tempt fate. But I think I've hit the bottom as far as not interacting with people. I mean, there's my kid, who actually every once in a while he sends me a cute little meme or a picture of his cat. Best investment I made was getting him a cat. And he calls me and freaks out when he's really having a problem, and then he's obnoxious to me. But it's very infrequently. It's maybe once a month. I mean, he's really getting on. My father has such severe Alzheimer's. He does remember I'm a person who used to take him out of the place where he was staying. And so if he sees me, he wants me to take him. And he doesn't know who I am. And I get a lot of grief from my aunts and uncles that I should be visiting him more often, but it really kills me, so I don't do it very often. I told him I was going to visit him this week. I think I lied. I mean, I should have done it today if I was going to, because today's my only day off. And I didn't. It really is. It takes a lot out of me. And also I get, like, there's supposed to be some password or something I'm supposed to say at the hospital, and apparently I never have the right one, and they give me crap about showing up there every time and whatever. I don't know. So, yeah, that's my entire interaction with people. And I've set my life this way. There was some movie where that's what the older character said to a younger character. Don't set your life that you're alone at the end or something like that. I was like, hello, that's me. And that's what I wanted. Or else it would not be true. I would interact with people. I would find a way. I've done it before. I have a son. Then again, that was all before I understood about avoidant personality disorder. Some people, most people that have no idea what it is are relieved, and I was, when they get their diagnosis. I've never heard of anybody having the reaction that I had, which was, oh, okay, so I truly am this broken that I can't interact with people, and I should not interact with people, and if I'm a decent person, I won't interact with people. And that is literally how I've lived my life since I got my diagnosis, which was like over 10 years ago now. So, perhaps that has a lot to do with it, huh? I told you this would be a bummer. I'm sorry. Yeah. So the issue with my adaptive coping techniques is they're not a cure. And they're not doing anything to make progress toward actually having a better life. And they stop working. But that is okay, because one, they might start working again, and if they don't, I will come up with something else. And two, you can come up with something else. Eventually, you can come up with something else. I don't know what it would be. No idea. If I did, I would try it. The thing is that this is gonna run out. I've been yapping. I'm surprised it actually kept going this long. Anyway, yeah. It's not that I'm saying these are bad experiences. These have been great experiences. But the effect doesn't linger like it used to. I would go on these trips and I would just be like, yeah, everything's good for like 6 weeks after. The letdown happened, I think, while I was still on the trip. I don't know if it ever actually happened, this bump. But again, I went to some place where I used to live, so maybe, I don't know. So again, a kind of a useless message, other than, this happens, it's okay, try again or try something different, keep trying. Anyway.